So this person seems to have told the father, "My dear father, you have given birth to me. You have educated me. I have got a job, everything is all right. But have you ever told me to get rid of the bondage that I have? Can you instruct me on that? As long as you are unable to instruct, I am going to a place where I will get this instruction and I will be able to free my mind." This was the answer given. Just imagine how effective and true is the answer. You have your children. You have loved them. You want them to love you. There are instances when the son is married. The other day, a mother and a son came to the ashram. The son is married. But there is a problem between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. The son was going to the wife's house and the mother is accompanying. So I asked her, "Why are you going? Are you going to their house?" "No, I will only go up. I will leave him and come back." "So, why are you going? You have come to the ashram with the son, but when he is going to his wife's house, why are you going there?" "You know, this mother fondly was telling me, Swamiji, I want to be with my son, at least for that length of time." I don't know, my dear viewers, are you listening to me? Then I asked the mother, "This 1.5 hours from here to a town, this 1.5 hours, why are you having so much of clinging? If you are not going to visit that house, ask him to go and you take leave of him from here. Why this kind of a mad clinging? Is it necessary? Will it make any difference?" You know, the mother was so fondly speaking about it. On the one hand, it was touching me. In one way, it is very touching. But I was telling her, in this problem, etc., can you not give them the freedom to be what they are? He is married. Let him live with the wife comfortably and happily. You remain at a distance. So this is the type of association we have in the family. You know, a mother saying that for that length of time, 1.5 hours from here to Cochin, I can be with my son for that more length, she said. You know, this is an instance which will remain in my mind forever. That fondness and intimacy. So the parents are not discussing with the children about the Sangha and the manner or the means of getting out of it. See what Kapila says. We are suffering from Sangha, delusional, intimate association, associational intimacy. How to get rid of it? Use the same Sangha. Sangha has become a quality or a character of your mind. Now, in order to get rid of it, there is a clever method. Use a thorn to get rid of another thorn. What is that? Sango yas samsrider hetuhu asatsu bhito adhiya saeva sadhushu krito nissangatvaya kalpade. This is from the 3rd skandha, 23rd chapter, verse number 55 of Sreemad Bhagavatam itself. What is the context? Kapila Vasudeva. He is talking to his mother. Because the mother wanted to have a child, as I already perhaps told you, who will instruct me on the path of self-realization. She told her husband, and Kapila was born. So Kapila is instructing her. And from that instruction, here is the verse. Sango yaha samsrider hetuhu. Associational intimacy, Sangha, is actually the cause of this worldly life. And as long as it is left untouched, this worldliness will continue to torment you. Asatsu vihito adhiya. By people who are not illumined, who are not intelligent, who do not have enlightenment. If they place this Sangha on asatsu, unillumined people, it will always create bondage. Neither the father nor the mother is illumined. So the children will never be able to get rid of bondage simply because they are associated with the parents. The parents also will not be able to. I am reminded of what Vasudeva told Narada. You know, Sri Krishna is the son of Vasudeva. Krishna built a palace, Dwaraka, in the sea. And all of them were living together. Narada used to visit Dwaraka only because he was interested in worshipping Lord Krishna. Krishna darshana lalasaha. He wanted to see Krishna now and then. Because he was a sage, and for any sage, Krishna Paramatma is a fond association. So he used to go to Dwaraka. During one of his visits and stay, Vasudeva happened to see him and invited him. So he came to his residence. And then Vasudeva tells him, "My dear sage, sit. I did a great mistake." What is the mistake? I worshipped Lord Mahavishnu, and he was ready before me and ready to grant any boon, including moksha, liberation. But I asked him, "Please be born as my child." Maybe unwillingly or willingly, the Lord consented, and he was born. That is Krishna. He was only born to be. He was not there to be bred or fostered by. Now also, what is the situation? My son, wonderful son, a Mahapurusha, he is distributing liberation all around. But I cannot get it, because I have a feeling that I am the father and he is the son. I cannot go prostrate before him or sit in his front asking for his instruction. It is not possible. So I made a mistake. So please tell me the Bhagavata Dharmas. That is actually the foreground of all that I am telling you now. And Narada is giving the answer. So let us be very, very clear. The normal Sangha is unproductive. It is only harming. If you want to elevate it, there is only one method. From Asatsu, you should direct it to Sadhushu. Sango yas samsader heduhu asatsu vihito adhiya. Be very rational. Be very intelligent. Whenever you are thinking about your mind and applying the mind, always be very careful and considerate. With every act of yours, the mind should be enriched and elevated. It should never be downgraded. So whenever we place our Sangha on Asatsu, not rightful people, unrightful people, it will always create bondage. At the same time, Saeva Sadhushu Krudo. The same Sangha, when placed on Mahatmas, Mahapurushas, Sadhushu Krida, Nissangatvaya Kalpade, it leads you to Nissanga. You will become free, absolutely free. That is what is going to happen. Saeva sadhushu krito nissangatvaya kalpade. Srimad Bhagavata openly speaks about the truth. And Bhagavata touches all delicate subjects. Delicate subjects. See what Bhagavata says. Nahyammayani tirthani na deva mrichilamaya te punanjurugalena darshana deva sadhavaha. Nahyammayani tirthani na deva mrichilamaya. What does it say? Na hi appumayani tirthani. Normally people consider holy waters. There are a number of pilgrim centers here. In all the centers you will find either an idol temple is there or some dip in holy waters will be there. Suppose you go to Badrinath, you are supposed to take a dip there. In Allahabad, the same dip, in Triveni and other places. So we consider these places to be holy and purifying. Now he says, Na hi appumayani tirthani. My dear viewers, are you listening to me well, attentively and absorbing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam? Whatever is in the nature of waters, they are not the real purifying sources. Tirthani. Na deva mrichilamayaha. The idols, mrdu, shilamayaha, made of clay or stone, they are not really gods. Is it not very stunning? Just think about it. Srimad Bhagavatam says like this. And these are words of Krishna, no other person. Nahyammayani tirthani na deva mrichilamaya. It is not just a statement that is blood force. It is a pronouncement. It is a declaration. And it comes out of an evaluation, a study and an assessment. Why? Why the holy waters are not holy and purifying? And the idols made out of clay and stone are not really godly. What is the reason? Te punandyurukalena. If you go on worshipping them for a long while you worship them. Go to a temple, go on worshipping, not for 1 hour, 1 day, not for many hours a week, more hours in a month. Go on worshipping them for a long time. Then by virtue of your act of worship, you become purified. If they were really gods, then God with His godliness should look at you and bless you, and you should be purified. Does it take place? No. You go and dip in Ganges, one dip, the whole personality should be purified. I have become purified. Can you come away and say like this? No. Suppose you live in the Kinara, in the bank of Ganga, and go on taking bath for 10 years. Because of your austerity, you get purity. After all, Ganga water touches where? Only your body. And what is to be purified? Your mind. Will the water enter there? No. Then what will purify? The act of austerity may purify. This act is not belonging to Ganga. It belongs to you. Te punandi urukalena. If at all they purify you, only because of your long-standing worship and austerity, the purification comes. On the other hand, darshana deva sadhavaha. The Mahatmas, the wise people, the high-souled people, they look at you and in their one glance, as it happened to dacoit Ratnagara from the Saptarshis, one glance from them purified the whole man. As it happened in the case of Ratnagara the dacoit, a glance from the 7 rishis suddenly transformed him. And later on he became a Valmiki Maharshi. Just imagine. Darshana deva sadhavaha. When you go to the idol, you worship, you stand before the idol, fold your hands, close your eyes. Does the idol look at you? Certainly not. You alone look at the idol. It is a unilateral action. When you go to a Mahatma or a knowledgeable person, the wise man, the knower of truth, he will say, please come. And he will look at you. When you start speaking to him, he will hear. He will give you a response, a reply. Do you get a similar response from either the holy waters or from the idol? Certainly not. So this is what Krishna says. Na hyammayani tirthani na deva mrichilamaya te punandyurugalena darshana deva sadhavaha. When a set of sages went to see Krishna and Balarama, coming to know that they have arrived on the spot, then Krishna welcomes them. They started praising him, Krishna. And Krishna starts telling them his own thoughts and feelings. This is a verse from there. Nagnir na suryo na cha chandra taraka na bhurjalam kham shwasanotha vangmanah upasita bhedagrito harandyakam vipaschito ghandi muhurta sevaya. I always wonder as to how Sreemad Bhagavatam has put all these statements in such a glaring, significant manner. And you know, this is the one book that devotees and scholars alike look for. They love this text. They recite it austerely. They recite it with such a lot of sublimity. There are people who are given to Sreemad Bhagavatam alone. They don't want anything else. Swadu swadu pade pade. Swadu swadu dine dine. It is delicious, tasteful, nectarine, word after word, day after day. Na agnir na suryo na cha chandra taraka. In our worship, Don't think that idols alone are. They are in the temples. But we can directly worship what? The sun Gayatri. Gayatri Stuti is very important in the Rigveda. Tat saviduhu varenyam bhargaha dhiyo yo naf prajodaya. It is addressed to apparently the sun god. Similarly, there is fire worship, wind worship, moon worship, so many other forms of worship. So he refers to na agnir, na suryo, na jachandra taraka. For every word he has put a na. That means a negative. Agnihi, no, not fire. Na suryaha, not sun. Na jachandra tarakaha. Neither the Chandra nor the Taraka, moon or the stars. Na bhuhu, not the earth. Jalam gham shwasanotha vang manaha. Nor the waters, nor akasha, the space, nor breath, the air. Atha vang manaha, neither word. Na bhur jalam kham shwasanotha vang manaha. Not earth, not water, not even the space. And then air or wind, atha vang manaha. Neither word, walk, nor mind. All these are worshipped generally. We have a Mano Devata, a Vag Devata, a Vayu Devata. All these are objects of worship in our Vedic tradition. Na Agnir na Suryo, na Chandra Taraka, na Bhurjalam Kham, Shwasanotha Vang Manaha, Upasita, Bhedagrito, Harandyagam. Are you listening to me? Upasita. When these objects of worship are fervently, duly and regularly, systematically, ceremonially worshipped. Bhedagritaha. They forge in your mind a clear differentiation that every object is different from the other. So the mind in result gets what? A sense of division and differentiation. Because it forges the differentiational outlook. Haranti agham, na haranti. They don't take away your sin. So what is the sin? Bheda buddhi is the sin. As long as you look at the world and find it to be plural, it is a sinful note. Even when you are able to look at the whole existence and understand it to be only singular and godly, then you are virtuous, not otherwise. Upasita bhedagrito harandyagam. So in doing a kind of a plural worship, going to this temple, going to that temple, one to the Devi temple, another to the Vishnu temple, a third to the Shiva temple, then again go to the Kartik temple, Ganesha temple, then Navagraha temple. How many? What for? What is this? So he says, Upasitaha. You may worship them, but the result of worship is Bhedagritaha. They generate in your mind a clear and a strong note of differentiation, and as a result, they are not capable of robbing you of your sin. Vipaschito ghrandi muhurta sevaya. As against this, suppose you go to a Mahatma, a knower of truth, what happens? He will welcome you and tell you, please tell me something good. In the whole world, there is only one existence, God. Rely upon Him. Look to Him. Love Him fondly. Rest on Him. And surrender completely whatever you have to Him. And live comfortably. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. This is what finally Krishna was telling Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita runs into 18 chapters. But at the end, what does Krishna have to say? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi satyam te pradijane priyosime. Let your mind be completely devoted to me, dissolved in me. Be a devotee of mine. Don't practice devotion. Become a devotee. Madhyaji. Whatever you give, it should be for me. You may give to a beggar. You may give to your son or daughter. Ultimately, the recipient everywhere is myself. God alone is there. Mam namaskuru. Maximum what I want you to do is have a sense of respect towards me. Do pranam. You will attain me, he says. So that singleness is very important. Vipaschido gnandi muhurta sevaya. For a short while like muhurta, you worship them and they will take away all your sinfulness, which the other objects of worship like the elements as well as the idols are not able to do and are not doing. Na agnir na suryo na cha chandra taraka na bhurjalam kham shwasano thavangmana upasita bhedagrito harandyagam vipaschito gnandi muhurta sevaya. The practice of Asanga has great enrichment, has great value. The entire Bhagavad Gita, the wonderful war gospel, Sri Krishna is only trying to cultivate in Arjuna the spirit and the refinement called Asangata. That's all. Arjuna wanted to retreat from the war without fighting. Krishna said, your retreat will not serve the purpose. Stand here and fight, but fight without Sangha. Take away your Sangha and then you can do anything that you want. There will be no binding effect. Tasmad asaktas sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. This is one of the best verses in Bhagavad Gita. Tasmad asaktas sadadam karyam karma samachara. Whatever is supposed to be done should be done. Maybe for reason of your own individuality, or for the sake of the family, or the society, or the world, or for the sake of nature, for any kind of a preservation, whatever may be the reason, do whatever is necessary. What will be necessary? Only things within the ken of nature. We have a small body, we are a human being. What act will we do? Nothing beyond what has been done already and what has been designed for by nature. Whatever may it be. Asaktaha sadatam samachara. While doing it, be an asakta. Never have this delusional clinging. Whether it is the child, looking after the child, buying a house, selling a house, looking after a profession, arranging a marriage, witnessing a marriage. Let it be any act whatsoever. The focus should be on the mind and make it free from delusional clinging. If that is ensured, he says, asakto hyacharan karma. The performance we are not concerned with at all. But how you perform an act is the important factor. If you perform it without delusional clinging, paramapnodi purushaha. The human attains the supreme. The supreme he attains. So just see, the performance is not affected. Only the attitude is affected. The purity of the mind is what matters. Satta karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvandi bharata kuryat vidvams tatha saktaha chigirsuhu lokasangraham. He says, he contrasts the two people. The ordinary people who have delusional clinging and they perform quite a lot of activities. In the house, domestic and residential. In the office front, professional activities. And some of the societal ventures also they are doing. And again, religious and secular, the two broad divisions. All of them they are doing. Exactly in the same manner you should also do, he says. I don't know, viewers, are you listening to me? Something very, very important. Saktaha karmani avidvamsaha yatha kurvanti bharata. Oh Bharata, in which manner people given to delusional clinging do their various activities. Kuryat vidvams tatha asaktaha. The man without sakti, asakti, without sakti, being free from delusional clinging, he must also do exactly in the same manner. Outwardly, both should be looking alike, no difference. The man of attachment, as you call it, I would like to put it as delusional clinging. How they are doing it, in the same manner, you should also do. See, Valmiki gave protection to Sita when she was pregnant. I don't think he did it in any lesser manner. As she would have been cared in the palace, with greater attention she looked after him. He looked after her. There was no dearth or lack. The environment, that was different, that's all.